Step in the building, Bible on me. 1, 2, 3, you know we deep. Just like Moses splitting the sea. We walk at the church, I ain't paying the fee. I make time for God, He make time for me. Matthew 18:20, you said when we come in your name, we coming in. Okay. And I don't need a drug, I've been moving on God, so I still gotta carry my peace. I was looking for change and they want me to pay, but I knew that His mercy was free. Talk about giving me life and they show me the word, I guess I gotta read. Come on, step in the building, Bible on me.
We were running a marketing agency. So we started our eCom brand. We grew it all the way to 250K a month. We had a few problems with the business and I just got burnt out. We had 2 kids, and I was just super burnt out, left the business, it was just floating around doing $1,000 a day or something, which was kind of not compared to its previous glory. And I started a marketing agency because that's what you do when, you got shiny object syndrome instead of focusing on the one thing. We started the marketing agency and then I was looking for something different. We were looking to expand and stuff like that. And then I came across a course that was teaching you how to sell a business. And I was like, oh, okay. I have the furniture store, maybe I could sell prime furniture. And I remember speaking to the guy and he was like, dude, you should definitely sell that business. It's worth, it'd be worth a lot and stuff like that. And I was like, who would ever buy my business I started, in my bedroom? So then we listed it on, I think it was Business for Sale. I remember, for example, businessforsale.com, I think from memory. And within 2 days, we were getting 30 inquiries a day about the business. And I was like, oh, wow, that's pretty surprising considering that, it was only a day. The second day, after responding to everyone, someone put in an offer for the business and we sold it. And I was like, I could not believe that a business could sell in 2 days. From there, we then got a call from them saying, look, I've made a mistake. I'm having a midlife crisis. He was literally like, I'm having a midlife crisis. I don't know why I bought this business. I'll pay you $20,000 to sell the business for me. And I was speaking to my wife and I was like, I can't be bothered speaking to all these people again and all that kind of stuff. And at the same time, we had a friend approach us saying, hey, look, I'm really feeling burnt out, working my job. You said you started that business. Can you teach me how to do it? So I just taught him how to start a business and, it took off because, I just did what I knew worked before. And that previous person that had that midlife crisis, 2 days later, we then sold the business again. So I'm helping my friend start a business. And at the same time, we sold the business again after 2 days. And I started to put 2 and 2 together. And I was like, oh my gosh, people are buying businesses like crazy. I later realized that there's actually more demand than there is supply for businesses. And then on top of that, people are actually looking to transition out of the 9 to 5. And that's when I put the 2 together and I started the businessbuilders.com. But the thing for me that really clicked was that businesses sell extremely quickly. So if you're looking to sell a business, depending on where it's at, the things that I thought I did really well was we listed it straight away and we listed it fully transparent, being super honest with everything good and bad that was happening in the business, which every business has bad things happening. And on top of that, we called every lead straight away. So that allowed us to basically book in our calendar completely with people that were looking to buy the business, which is kind of a headache because you don't want to be speaking to people all day. That's quite exhausting. But the thing that I did learn was that you need to get back to people straight away. The things that I did wrong was we left the business at $1,000 or so a day when we gave it, and sold it. So I actually sold it for far less than what it was actually worth. If we kept the business at the 250 grand per month level, those problems inside the business would have been larger. But if I fixed those problems, we could have commanded a very high multiple on its EBITDA. So we would have been able to get way more for the business. And so in retrospect, if I were to go and sell that business again, which we sell businesses every month now, but if I were to go back and sell prime furniture again, the thing that I would do differently would be, I would get it up to around 150K a month. I'd probably get it more profitable. I would list it the same way I did. But then what I would do is I would build its social media platforms, probably got a better and more clear profit and loss statement and showing the profit to be, around, 20, 30K a month. And then I reckon that would have really changed the way that we would have been able to sell that business. We sold the business with no financials because I just didn't want to run anymore because I was just completely focused on the marketing agency. So for me, I was like, I didn't even know what it's worth. And then all of a sudden we were selling it. So in retrospect, I would have made sure, number one, there was clean financials. I would have made sure, number two, we had a very strong social media presence so that people felt like this was a legitimate brand and a very strong presence. Whereas if you're just running ads like I was, it really kind of feels like a churn and burn style situation. I would have made sure our email marketing was firing. We had no unhappy customers, which we had a few. Products get damaged, it doesn't deliver on time, all that kind of stuff. I would have made sure that there was process in place to improve that. I just would have made sure the business was rolling quite smooth. The other thing that I would have done is I would have hired someone to continue running the operations of the business, because the future buyers kept asking like what role is needed, how much time is needed, do you have staff? If people weren't required to actually run the business, I think we would have been able to command a very high multiple, as opposed to someone jumping into the business and then having to do everything from scratch. It just appeals to far less people. So I reckon we would have made a lot more money if we just worked a little bit harder on making sure the business was running a lot smoother. So that's kind of like the bit of the mistakes that I made when we first sold it. But in saying that, no regrets when we sold it. But if I could go back, I would have made sure, and this learning I'm obviously passing on to you, I would have made sure that the business financials were nice and clean. I would have made sure that there was social media presence. I would have done a little bit more to like beautify the business, make sure it was nice and presentable for sale. Whereas, I was at that stage where I didn't even know you could even sell a business. So I just sold it for a lot cheaper than it was actually worth. So I hope that's helpful. By the way, if you're new to the channel, my name is Matthew. I run thebusinessbuilders.com. We sell 5 businesses every single month for people that are looking to transition out of the 9-to-5. And I've also got a free gift for you. We've just launched a new community, a school community. It's completely brand new. It's going to show you inside how we find unlimited winning products to build as many businesses as we virtually want. And it shows you behind the scenes, our secret sauce. It's full transparent. It shows you inside of exactly how we do what we do. So click the link below, grab that free course. So it's got free bonuses showing you the exact process we use to exit the company at 300K. So it's got all of that there. Click the link below and I'll see you in the next video.